The movie begins with a scene of a rural forest where a young boy, Lucas, assists his father, Louis, in logging. Overloaded with logs, the sled slides, angering Louis, who slaps Lucas and insults him. Humiliated, Lucas flees into the forest. Matthias, bicycling near Lucas, chases his upset friend into the woods. They discover a small bunker and place soldiers inside. Lucas enjoys time with his friend, promising to play again the next day. Matthias encourages Lucas to confront his father's abuse. Later, Lucas and his father go to the city for work. Louis' son refused to give him cigarettes, causing Louis to become enraged. This distraction led to Louis accidentally hitting and killing Matthias with his car. Instead of accepting responsibility, Louis hid the bicycle and Matthias's body in the forest. Lucas is horrified and silent as Louis warns him to keep an incident secret. Later, Francis stops their car, worried about his missing son, Matthias. Louis dismisses Francis's concerns, but Francis sees a distressed Lucas in the car before they leave. Lucas wakes from a nightmare where Louis tries to kill him with an axe. Years later, he learns his parents died in a house fire. His girlfriend Julie comforts him. Lucas returned to his hometown with Julie and Arnaud for his parents' funeral. Upon arriving at their severely fire-damaged house, Lucas was heartbroken. The police officer informed him that identifying the bodies was nearly impossible due to the extent of the burning. Francis, an elderly man in a wheelchair, greets Lucas and his friends. Lucas reluctantly accepts Francis's coffee invitation after learning Francis possesses his parents' belongings, retrieved by the fire department. They visit Francis's house in the forest, where he demonstrates surprising strength and claims intimate knowledge of the area. Francis, paralyzed from a sleigh accident while transporting logs, showed 3 people his workshop filled with his handmade wooden items. He wanted to demonstrate the sleigh's operation. Francis demonstrated a wood-cutting machine and a log-transporting sleigh, which he calls a Schlitter. Arnaud's comment about the sleigh's safety angered Francis, who emphasized its potential danger. Later, Lucas requested a box from the old man. Francis retrieves a box from his garage containing Lucas' childhood photos. The box also includes a picture of Matthias, Francis' son, who died in a bicycle accident. Francis reveals that his wife subsequently committed suicide. Lucas, meanwhile, sees a vision of Matthias, indicating unresolved grief. Francis wept, revealing his continued grief over past losses. His friends departed due to the late hour after Lucas promised to return to hear Francis's important news about his parents. Lucas's car then failed to start. An old man unsuccessfully inspects a broken-down car engine and calls his unavailable mechanic. Arnaud then diagnoses a broken radiator hose. The old man subsequently provides Arnaud with access to his workshop to find a replacement hose. In the workshop, Francis discovered a deliberately cut hose. Lucas and Julie saw someone they believed to be Arnaud driving away in the old man's car and left a voicemail for him. Later, they went to the workshop, where Francis explained Arnaud had gone to a garage to find a replacement hose. Lucas repeatedly calls Arnaud, who is searching for a hose but receives no answer. Arnaud texts that he's going to the city and will be late, eventually informing Lucas he'll sleep in his car. The old man then invites the couple to stay overnight. Lucas left home to clear his head, but returned to find Arnaud's phone, revealing Arnaud hadn't left. He discovered Francis's wheelchair and a wooden door in the workshop. Noises from inside the door led Lucas to hide, witnessing Francis emerge and leave. Suspecting something suspicious, Lucas planned to investigate the door's location, unaware that Francis knew he was watching. Lucas finds his parents alive but captive in a cellar. Meanwhile, Julie discovers a dead cat and a drawing of a torture device in Francis's office depicting Lucas and his parents. In his cellar, Francis binds Lucas and his parents to a machine he built. Lucas, previously believed paralyzed, is revealed to have been faking his condition. Francis remembers Lucas crying after Matthias's death, indicating prior knowledge of the accident. Francis also discovered his son's bicycle parts under Louis' car after an accident at work, revealing the truth. He intends to make them pay for ruining his family. Francis created a pulley system to restrain 3 people, where failure to hold a rope releases a blade. He prepared to injure Lucas, but Julie's arrival interrupted. Later, Julie attacked Francis with a chair, but he pursued her. She escaped and barricaded herself in a room. Lucas and his family are trapped in a cellar, clinging to ropes. Louis blames Lucas for their predicament, while Lucas expresses 20 years of guilt. Julie attempts to call the police but fails, then notices Francis trying to break down the door. Julie escapes a burning building by jumping from a window, sustaining minor injuries but finding Francis waiting for her. In the cellar, Louis sacrifices himself to save his wife and son by allowing a heavy blade to fall on him, enabling Mathilde and Lucas to escape. Francis traps Julie in a woodcutter machine intending to kill her, explaining that she wasn't part of his plan. Lucas intervenes, fighting Francis and eventually freeing Julie. However, Francis reactivates the machine while attacking Lucas. Julie disables a machine and subsequently hits Francis unconscious with a hammer. They then throw him down the cellar stairs. While helping his mother escape, Lucas's slowness allows Francis to stab Mathilde. Lucas rescues his mother and locks a man, later revealed to be Arnold, in a cellar. Arnold escapes and Francis traps him in a box. The group flees into the woods, but Mathilde is unable to continue. Lucas takes his mother and girlfriend to a bunker, where they find Matthias's dead body. Francis locked himself and two others in a bunker, believing his son was no longer alone. They spent the night there. The next morning, the bunker door was open. Lucas discovered Arnaud tied to a lethal device created by Francis. Lucas attempts to free himself but fails. Francis captures Julie, threatening to kill her if a Schlitter falls. Lucas fights Francis, ultimately killing him, but Arnaud dies when the Schlitter falls. Lucas redirects a Schlitter but is fatally injured by a spike. Julie attempts to comfort him, but he dies. Following a massacre that leaves all the men dead, Julie and Mathilde are the only survivors and are taken away in an ambulance. The end. Subscribe to support us. Thank you for watching.